Fourth quarter of the year. It's crunch time, guys. What can we expect from here to the end of the year? Let's get into it. Hey guys, how you doing? Derek here from M1 Realty. I'm the broker owner, founder of the company. Started out in 2014 with a laptop on the third floor of an office building here in Ferndale, Michigan. Fast forward to today, I've got an all-star team of agents. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, invest, rent, whatever you need, we've got you covered. We can even do property management for you now. So here we are. It's the end of October. We've got about 2+ months left in the year. Traditionally in Metro Detroit, this is entering the slow time of year. We don't usually see a ton of sales volume between Thanksgiving and New Year's. That's pretty typical. Although last year was kind of an anomaly and this year is kind of tracking the same way. So let's talk about that for a minute. So if you know me, you know that I'm a metrics nerd. I'm always tracking everything. Like inventory levels is a huge thing that I look at, as well as just like the volume of pending sales, closed sales, all that kind of stuff. So typically what we see in a normal year is inventory and sales volume peak sometime around July or August, and then they drop down. Usually December, January is when we see the market bottom out and start picking back up. So that being said, if something's, if we're seeing that in December and January, that means that those are the deals that went under contract in November and December, because typically it's going to take about 30 days to close a mortgage deal. Not one of ours, we close faster than that, but your typical mortgage is going to take about a month. So if you're getting under contract, say the end of November, you can expect to probably close in January, early January most of the time, simply because we got, with all the holidays in there, it's gonna, the title companies aren't working, mortgage companies aren't working, the whole 9 yards. So that could take, 5-6 weeks to close. That's why you're seeing that dip happen in January, because usually, knock on wood, what we see is just after New Year's, usually like the second week, third week of January, is when the market starts picking back up. Now, that being said, and when I talked about a minute ago, last year, what we saw was, for whatever reason, we saw this big influx of inventory hit right at it was like the third or fourth week of November, and then we didn't really have as much of a slowdown as we usually do. Now, that's exactly what we're seeing right now. We're right about at the most inventory that we've had all year. So we're seeing that again, and I think there's a couple reasons for that. So I'm going to talk about both of those. And I don't know which one, it could be a combination of both. I don't know. I don't have the exact answer yet. I think it's going to shake out over the course of the next, few weeks. But what I'm thinking is, number one, we're just seeing a repeat of what we saw last year. And I think part of the reason is, people are, they see where this market is kind of going. Interest rates are high. It's kind of stagnated pricing. So I think you got a certain sector of sellers out there, or potential sellers, that are just saying it's now or never. If I want to maximize the value of my house, I better get it on the market and sell it. So we're seeing that. So that's contributing a little bit to our inventory levels. But I think a bigger factor, and I haven't really heard anybody else talk about this, but here in Metro Detroit, the auto industry kind of runs the show. And right now, there's a big strike going on with the big three, and that's affecting pretty much anybody that works for that's a UAW member. You're either on strike or you could be called to be on strike at any time. So those people aren't really making big purchases right now, especially the people that are already on strike, because they don't have as much income. And then in addition to that, you have all the suppliers out there who are dependent on the big three. If their orders stop coming in because the plant is shut down, they're not making any big purchases. And then you have this whole other tier of people who, from uniform companies to, delis around restaurants that cater to auto workers, things like that are dependent on that. On the UAW essentially for a lot of their business. They're not making any big purchases, so that's a huge sector of our population that's just kind of putting things on hold right now. So that's, I think, the number one reason, because inventory is going up, but at the same time we have pending sales going down, and I think that I think that's why. I think that's the main reason why that's happening. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So we have people that are jumping in, putting their house on the market right now to maximize the sale price. Plus, you have all these people that would be buying houses but aren't, and they're putting that on hold. And hopefully it's temporary. It sounds like we're hopefully getting to a resolution on that strike, because all that means is when the strike is over and the UAW workers get that big pay raise that's coming their way, the houses that they were holding off on, they're going to jump on and buy, right? As soon as they're able to. So it's all temporary. The real estate market, like every market, is cyclical. So here we are. But I think right now that's what we're seeing. So assuming that this strike ends, hopefully in the next month or so, I don't know that we're going to see that usual slowdown that we see in December, because there's going to be pent-up demand. I know for a fact there's a ton of pent-up demand from buyers right now, and from sellers, to be honest, like people that would put their house on the market, but they're I hear interest rates as a reason why people aren't selling their house way more frequently than I hear that's why people don't want to buy a house, because they know they can get that house. The most you're ever going to pay for it on your monthly payment is right now with the way the interest rates are, and when they start coming down, you're just going to refinance. You got the same house at the same price. You're just going to have a lower payment when you refinance at a lower interest rate. So the moral of the story is, moving forward to the end of the year here, at least for right now, this very minute, if you are not affected at all by that UAW strike, congratulations, you got a lot less competition out there to finding that right perfect house for you. There's going to be fewer people buying because of the strike. I could be completely off base on this. I just don't think I am. This isn't the first UAW strike that has happened since I've been in the business, and it's something that we see every time this happens. So there's just a significant portion of our population in the Detroit area that just isn't in a position to buy a home right now. So there's just fewer people out there that contributes to the the slower deal flow that we have in the area at the moment. But that's good news if like I said, if you're not a UAW member, or the strike isn't affecting you. You have the ability to go out and purchase. Congratulations. For investors, same deal. When you got a huge sector of our employed population in the area getting a pretty significant pay raise, sooner or later, that might create some more investors in our market. But if they're not there right now. So for people that are still looking to invest, it's still a really good time. I've gotten, just in the past week, I've gotten 4 deals under contract for investors that I found that have found me through YouTube, and I've got a couple other deals from investors that I've been working with forever. But that's that whole section is still sector of the market is still ripe for the picking. It's kind of a good thing. You got less competition. The interest rates are kind of pushing prices down a little bit. We talked about that a few weeks ago on one of these videos, and we know these rates aren't going to be here forever. They're just they were artificially low for a couple of years there when they were down in the 2s and 3s, and I don't want to say artificially high. We know why they're high right now, but it looks like we're getting a handle on inflation, and that's just going to bring the cost of borrowing money down slowly but surely. And it sounds like it's going to be more of a gradual thing than I think we all hoped, but it is what it is. Everybody's dealing with the same factors right now, and we're just gonna take what we have and move forward, and know that in a year or 2 years or however long it takes, you're going to be able to refinance that house at a much lower rate and keep your payment down. So if you are buying that investment property on a mortgage, whatever cash flow you have right now is probably the least amount of cash flow that you're ever going to have, because the way that rent is trending, you're going to be able to charge more rent for that same house, and your monthly payment's going to go down when you're able to refinance. So if you can make the numbers work now, you're really going to be able to make them work in a year. So that's just kind of one of those things that we're always looking at. And it's just part of the process, part of the business. So, but I think that's kind of what we're looking at the moment. And then, my personal like yearly kind of workflow, I usually reserve my revamping training for my agents and doing like the big projects for the month of December and early January. And this year I am just pedal to the metal. I'm planning on just keeping that deal flow going, because as investors, the more investors are about 50% of my business personally. And that doesn't seem to be slowing down. That doesn't have an off season, because anytime, usually like the winter time is actually a really good time to invest, because as the cycle kind of ebbs and flows, so does the average sale price. It doesn't change by much, but if you can get a house for 3 or 4% less than you would in the month of July, pick it up. It's definitely gonna why not? Because every penny that you save on the purchase price is just more cash flow every month for you. So long story short, you know where to find me if you're ready to buy or sell. You can always reach out to me, call or text anytime, 586-491-5622. You can also reach me at 248-561-6155. Shoot me an email, dwerenka@m1realty.net. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Messenger, LinkedIn, you name it, I'm on it. So I'm easy to get a hold of. I respond quick, and I will take good care of you. And I also want to give you guys a special thanks for anybody that's watching this. Just went over 30,000 views for this channel, which I know isn't much for a lot of channels, but for my little tiny channel, it's pretty awesome. So the fact that I've had 30,000 views on the content that I put out about real estate in Metro Detroit is pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked about it, and I couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to many years of bringing you informative content that you can use to help build wealth for yourself and your family. And that's really what this is all about. Not to mention, that we're doing property management too. We're able to help people out that way. Just had a couple of really good conversations today from people that own multiple properties that want to move them over to us. So we have plenty of capacity. If that's you and you're thinking about property management, looking for somebody who's going to take good care of you, not cost you an arm and a leg to do it, that would be us. So we're super stoked to do that. Mortgage side is rocking and rolling. So we pretty much have a one-stop shop. We can get you in, we can get you closed in 2 weeks, and then we can take care of that property for you. So all you have to do is sit back and collect the paycheck. So that's our goal. That's what that's 100% of our focus, and we're executing pretty well on it at the moment. So I don't see any reason why we wouldn't continue to do that for you, and if nothing else, just continue to improve our services. So again, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll be back next week, and hopefully in the next couple weeks here, we'll have our St. Clair Shores waterfront video out. I was out, earlier this month getting all our footage on the water before it got cold and dark and nasty and fall-like. So we've got all that ready to go. Just wrapping up a few things. We're going to get it all edited and get that posted. That should be a really nice video, especially if you are interested in living in or hanging out in St. Clair Shores. Got some great interviews with some business owners and clients that I've sold homes to on the water, and actually a couple of our viewers that I haven't even met in person yet that want to be on there because they own waterfront homes in the shores. So I'm excited about that. So that's coming up, and anything else you guys want to know about, just let me know, because I'm happy to take requests, and anything you guys need, that's what I'm here for. So thanks so much. Talk soon, and we'll see you next week.